From cringe to slay. I should probably drink tequila to say that effectively. So, many years ago, I decided I'd finally write my first novel. I pictured the opening scenes, dramatic sunsets, tortured protagonists, witty banter, the whole 9 yards. But when I went back to read what I'd written, the dialogue sounded, well, robotic. It was like Siri and Alexa had teamed up to stage a very awkward high school reunion. Not great, and definitely not the kind of thing that'd keep anyone turning the page at 2 a.m. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the toughest and most rewarding parts of storytelling, writing realistic dialogue. Because here's the thing, great dialogue isn't just about sounding natural. It's about bringing your characters to life, hooking your readers, and making them believe in your fictional world as if it's right outside their window. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of proven techniques, crafting subtext, building tension, creating unique voices for each character that you can start applying to your writing like today. And trust me, mastering dialogue is a total game changer. Let's jump right in. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the big picture. Dialogue is not just people talking. In fiction, dialogue is a multi-tool. It reveals character, moves the plot forward, and creates emotional depth. Think of it like seasoning in a dish. Too little and it's bland, too much and it overwhelms. The perfect balance? That's what keeps readers glued to your pages. When done right, dialogue can...
First up is reveal character personality and backstory. Show us who they are without a massive info dump. Second one is advance the plot. Propel your story forward instead of stalling it. Third is build tension and conflict. Good dialogue crackles with energy beneath the surface. And finally, it can convey subtext. What's not said can be more important than what is said.
Here's a tiny example. Imagine a character who says, "I'm fine." Simple, right? Now pair it with body language. "I'm fine," she said, knuckles white against the counter. Suddenly, fine doesn't mean fine at all. That's subtext. That's power. If you can get dialogue to carry hidden meaning, people will lean forward in their chairs thinking, wait, what's really going on here? And that's exactly what we want. If you've ever read dialogue that just states the obvious, like "I'm nervous," "I'm sad," "I'm so angry I could yell," you know it feels stale. We don't want to spoon-feed emotions to our readers. Instead, let's show them. Imagine this scenario. Your character is about to go into a big job interview. Instead of writing "I'm nervous," try something like, "Do you think they'll notice if my tie's a bit crooked? Maybe I should iron it again. Wait, what if I forget my own name when they ask?" This does two things. First, it lets readers infer the emotion, the nervousness, without being told directly. Second, it feels real. We've all rambled when anxious, right? This mimics how people actually express stress through questions, over-explaining, hesitation. Psychologically, readers connect better because they recognize their own anxious habits in the character's speech. Real-life conversations are messy. We interrupt each other, trail off, change topics mid-sentence. Perfectly polished, grammatically correct dialogue can feel too neat, too rehearsed, like reading from a script. I'm reading from a script. Ironic, I know. Let's say your character needs to leave by 7. The perfect version might be,
"We must depart by 7 o'clock sharp, otherwise we'll miss the bus and be late for the event." Realistic version. "We need to leave by..." Hold on. Did you just hear something outside? Ugh, never mind. If we're not out by 7, we'll have to sprint like crazy for that bus.
See the difference? The second one breathes. It got a hiccup in the flow that feels human. Adding these tiny interruptions or changing subject mid-line gives your dialogue that lived-in feeling. It's like sprinkling authenticity all over your pages. In your novel, if every character sounds like you, that's a problem. We want them distinct. One character might talk in short, clipped sentences. Another might use slang. Another might speak in long academic monologues peppered with references no one understands. Try this. Pick 3 words that describe your character. Maybe hipster, optimistic, talkative. How would that person order coffee? Probably something like, "Hey, do you guys have that single origin Ethiopian roast? Oh, and if you can foam the milk just a teeny tiny bit longer." I swear it makes a difference. Now take someone who's grumpy and pragmatic. Large black coffee, no sugar, no nonsense. Thanks. These differences help readers instantly know who's talking. It's subtle psychological coding. We think, oh, that's the chatty optimist again, even without a dialogue tag. This is especially useful if you're writing scenes with multiple speakers. Unique voices equals instant recognition. Great dialogue isn't just chit-chat. Underneath the words, there's tension, history, and emotions clawing to get out. This is where subtext shines. For example, let's say two friends are arguing without really arguing.
Direct version. You're always late. This annoys me. Subtext version. Oh, look who decided to grace us with their presence. I was beginning to think this party needed a search party.
No one said, I'm annoyed, but we all get it. Subtext is what keeps readers invested because it mirrors how real people rarely say exactly what's on their minds. We dance around it, we hint, we imply. As readers, we lean forward, hungry to figure out what's really being communicated underneath the words. This might feel silly, but trust me, read your dialogue out loud. Better yet, read it to a friend or record yourself and listen back. You'll be shocked at how quickly you notice awkward phrases, unnatural rhythms, or lines that sound too stiff. This works because we process spoken language differently than written language. Something that looks fine on the page might come across as stilted when spoken. And since dialogue is supposed to stimulate speech, this is a perfect test. It's like running your script through a reality filter. There's a lot of static here. I hate it. Okay. We've all read that dialogue where a character says something like, as you know, Marcus, this ancient amulet has been in our family for 3 centuries. And since the drought of last year, profits have plummeted. Stop. Just stop. No one talks like that. Instead, feed information gradually and naturally. If you need to convey family history, do it over time through tense dinners, passing remarks, or even arguments. Less is more.
Instead of, as you know, this farm is all we have left. Try. It's not just a bunch of fields, Em. It's what's left of Grandma's dreams.
Let your readers do some of the work. They'll thank you for it by staying engaged. The best part about writing dialogue? It's a skill, not a talent you're born with. You can get better with practice. Try writing a scene in pure dialogue, no action beats, no description, and see if you can tell who's speaking and what they're feeling just by their words and subtext. It's a fun exercise and really sharpens your ear. Also, pay attention to real conversations around you, on the bus, in a cafe, at a family gathering. Notice how people never finish their sentences or answer the question they were asked. Notice the filler words, the subtle digs, the way tone and body language shape meaning. Then bring those insights back to your writing. Alright, we've covered a lot today. Purposeful dialogue, showing not telling, embracing interruptions, giving each character a distinct voice, leaning into subtext, reading aloud, avoiding info dumps, and practicing like crazy. These tips will help you craft dialogue that doesn't just sound real, but feels vibrant, engaging, and alive. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more writing tips, productivity hacks, and creative inspiration. We have a PDF of everything we talked about in this video. You can download it for as little as $1. Links in the description. Anything to support the channel will do. It just goes to coffee. And let me know in the comments which dialogue technique are you going to try first. Are you going to read your lines aloud, sprinkle in some subtext, or give your characters a vocab upgrade? But still, great dialogue is one of the essential things that makes the reading experience enjoyable. But sometimes, the rules of dialogue are broken, especially if the dialogue is combined with an action scene. If you want to find out how to maneuver your dialogue around an action scene, watch this video in the screen. And I'll see you there, my friend.